Time. You're listening to Nebraska's #1 podcast, The Shedcast. The Shedcast. Where we take shit talking to a whole new level. If it's sports, music, or live interviews, we got you covered. Now, here's your host, Harvey.
You know, it feels great to be back in the studio that I created with my own brain. I'm just going to throw it out there. This is how we do it. Welcome to the Shedcast, live on TikTok. Catch us on Apple, Spotify. We're there. Gatello
What's
here with
going
us.
on? What's going on?
Hopefully you guys can see us on TikTok. And we got a special guest, Josh, with us tonight. Everyone say hi.
Make some noise
all
for
right.
Josh.
Hey, what's up?
You know, tonight's going to be crazy because conspiracy theories. I
Yeah.
love those things.
It's funny because, like, a year ago, if you start speaking about conspiracy theories, you're crazy, right?
Crazy.
You're crazy.
Crazy.
But now it's like we're the only sane ones.
We are. And, you know, World War III is kind of getting talked about quite a bit. I don't know, Josh.
Agreed. Yeah.
You hearing a lot of it?
Well, you guys know me. Like, I'm probably like pretty bad at staying up to date with what everybody thinks about because I've already been in the bunker. I'm already scared to death, so I don't actually.
So you're there.
Yeah, I was already like, man, I'm not really trying to. I kind of got off like a lot of social media and all that stuff just because I was like totally like a super conspiracy theorist. Nobody ever listened to anything I had to say. Like,
Yeah.
So if you're kind of like having a conversation with people, you kind of seem like you were just an asshole. So
You know, I felt the same way. My wife always told me I was crazy as hell. And she's like, nah, that's not going to happen. Stop. That's not going to happen. I'm like, it's going to happen. Everything lines up. And the crazy thing is, I won't say the B word, but in a certain kind of book, like things are like happening in a domino effect, and it's pretty cool. It's not the exact same way, but they're equivalent events that are happening that are making everything a little bit more scarier every day.
I think so. I mean, I kind of find that it's like cyclical. Like you have these ebbs and flows of like power grabs and control, and I think a lot of times they utilize like pop culture, different books, movie references, and they kind of make things familiar. So like when something crazy happens, it's already happened in a movie or it's already happened in a book. So it doesn't seem as audacious as if we hadn't already been like slightly desensitized to it.
Would you say that
I agree with that.
Would you say that they're putting it completely in front of you when you're not even realizing it?
I do think so. I think that even if you're looking at major weather events, you start putting out weird like Andreas, like movies where you have these huge apocalyptic style weather events or whatever, and you've seen this happen. Like this has been a theme of a movie, probably 15 movies or 20 movies in the last 10 years. And now you're having all these wild weather events, whether it's like, look at the snow in Tahoe right now. Like,
What about Northern California?
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, Tahoe. Yeah, Tahoe,
Like,
California. Okay.
Dude, these guys are literally buried in 10
like-
feet of snow.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 15 feet. And this lady actually came on TikTok and was begging like the state of California, hey, help us. There's women that cannot like have a day left of formula for their kids.
Yeah.
It's real. It's a real thing. It's kind of.
But do you think that all of that stems from cloud seeding, like HARP, like all? I mean, we could get into all these things when it comes to conspiracies, but like, they're making perfect weather and different weather in Dubai. Does that cause a snowstorm in Lake Tahoe? Is the butterfly effect real?
I think it's there. I mean, to me, I've been on day one of they have a weather machine and they're just controlling everything through the weather machine.
Yeah, it's called HARP.
Yeah,
Well,
HARP.
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
originated
That's
in
what I'm saying.
Alaska. It's
but
not-
it's like it's
all
in
over
like
now.
it's all like different areas of the continent itself, and then you got them in other countries as well. But they're creating that. I don't know if it'd be a slow process to get rid of or replace the human race with whatever they want to do. I don't know if it's like
Reptile people.
Well, whether it's
There was a there was-
whether
I mean-
it's lizard people or like also like maybe it's you're more or less trying to create a smaller class of the ruling class and everybody else is just whether I don't want to use the term like slave labor or whatever, but like maybe just a lower class, the serf class. Like if you were to go back to like feudalistic times when you had the serfs and you had the nobles? Like, are we trying to return back to that, especially when you see like the attacks on the middle class in America, the kind of the bridge between the top and the bottom?
Yeah. So,
What would be the angle, I guess, you know?
well, my thing is about everything that's going on in the entire world right now with absolutely everything, how everything's playing out. It's written like you would say like a storybook. They know what the exact ending of that book's going to be. They're writing it to be a 100% factual because everything's happening. Everything that they've written in these books has happened. So I wouldn't say it's like there was a certain sickness that came across that we won't mention, but
AIDS.
It had
AIDS is a perfect one to start with,
It-
though,
it is.
because AIDS set the standard. You create an entire, you create a virus. I probably can't even say that. I'm probably like in a
I mean, it's what it is. If they ban us by now, I mean, it's whatever. At this point, it's I don't know. It's
Now I can see Josh.
yeah. Sorry.
I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy when it comes to the formation of AIDS, when it comes to why AIDS moved and transitioned the way that it did, and also like why you go from AIDS to HIV positive, and why if you have a certain amount of money, like Magic, and that's always been my favorite. Like everyone's always
It's a
been,
good example.
like, hey,
a good
Magic,
example.
Magic's had AIDS forever. He's not dead.
Well, I mean,
know?
it's
So
that's a tricky one.
if any of us get into a car accident on the way home tonight, it's because of this podcast.
Dude, I
It's
hope
because
not,
of
man.
something, man. I
I
don't.
hope not.
So right now, I mean, there's a lot of things going on, from the train derailment in East Palestine to
the plastic factory burning in Florida.
yep.
That was a big one.
Yep.
My wife told me about that one. My mom's in
Yeah, in
Florida,
Kissimmee,
so
yeah.
she's not far. She's in Flagler, so Flagler is literally like an hour away from Kissimmee, which is pretty much Orlando.
Yes.
So
well, Kissimmee
she
is
said she didn't.
Orlando,
Yeah, but she
basically,
said she didn't see nothing. I was like, well, just wait for that wind to blow your way. But
Yeah.
Stinks, yeah.
I mean, you're seeing a lot of mixed things going on from the train derailment. I mean, it's either
Well, there was another train derailment too. Like,
we had one here. We had
Yeah,
one
we
here
did,
in
we did,
Nebraska.
we did.
But honestly, man, it's super ironic that all of this happened the exact same week
I
that
think
the Epstein
yeah,
files.
they got to clog up
Yeah.
the front page.
Yep, they
I
have
think-
to.
But I think we counted. I think they had, in the span of 7 days, they had 12 train derailments.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, well, it was like 21 major weird events, and then there was train derailments, there was factory fires, there was all kinds
We
of
got that
mess.
earthquake. Was that the Syria? Not Syria. Was it Syria?
Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah,
That was a
Yep.
big one.
And they found a pipe bomb behind a church in Philadelphia, just right,
Yeah, I remember
right
that.
next to some train tracks.
Yeah, that's
Like what? Who's
why?
putting them there?
Yeah.
like
So there's been a couple things I read online too about secret police stations from a certain race that's orchestrating across the United States.
oh yeah,
Um,
yep. A foreign
a foreign
race.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're like popping up everywhere, and they're like planting themselves in ordinary businesses that you would never think to look in. That would never think that this was actually
Mhm.
really there, and so they're busting them left and right, and they're like, "Oh, we don't know what you're talking about," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, I know what you're doing in there."
well, yeah, but that when you think about like the whole community and culture,
But they're going after their own. Like
that's
that's
right.
What
Yeah,
they're
it's a
put there
completely
for.
separate. Yeah,
it's weird.
completely separate because like there's a lot of situations that happens with that government and its people, including like if you look at like Canada, for instance has like some of the highest real estate
Yeah, I
costs
noticed that. Yeah, I noticed
costs in the whole country or
right.
in the whole world.
HGTV does all their stuff in Canada.
El
'cause,
Gorrito 777 says, "What about the aliens flying in American airspace?"
You know, we'll get
Yeah.
to that because that's a good one.
is a
Aliens
good
can
one.
go for the
Yes.
grip, man. Like, but
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think that
Yeah,
all
for
this
sure.
stuff is it aliens, or is it just we've already had the scientific ability? Because obviously we all know. I mean, these people don't know, but you know, I'm 100% on board for aliens. But I'm
Oh,
also
yeah.
scared
You
to death.
gotta be.
Aliens like my number one most biggest fear.
Oh, for
Why?
sure.
Why?
It's
because
something that I don't know.
Yeah, because also like
Bruh.
you've been lied to forever about Mars. Like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
think about NASA. NASA changed the color of Mars, the photos of Mars.
yeah.
Mars's atmosphere looks like Earth. Like,
Yep.
what are they hiding and why? And like, why would they want to like change the narrative? Like, I don't know, man. Space
Think
space
about
in
it.
general is scary.
In all reality, we're fucking aliens.
We are aliens
in
to
a
somebody
meat
else.
We are.
Carcass, with meat armor, like literally a brain with
If you-
thousands of nerve, like fucking.
If you follow how
like a
my
jellyfish,
if
bro.
you follow how my wife believes that you're pretty much your soul's renting this body,
yeah,
and then you pass away, you go on to either a new body and you start your life over. That's kind of where we thought deja vu comes into place. Is you're having
Yeah, memories.
I've
past-
been there before
Yeah,
or whatever.
it's
yeah.
crazy. So it's like makes sense, but when you get down to like alien talk, man, with all the sightings and all the things that they've seen in the sky that they say was a weather balloon, then they can't confirm it as a weather balloon, then they said it was an unidentified aircraft, and like it's when they say unidentified, it can be a number of things. It could be another plane that they just haven't identified, or it could be
a drone. It could be
anything.
It could be a foreign
But when
object.
when has anything unidentified made CNN News or Fox News ever? There's so many sightings around the world that happen that never make the news, and all of a sudden now it's making news.
Yeah, because Epstein's
You gotta.
It's a
logs
cover
were
up,
getting
man. Cover
publicized.
up.
I said that the other day. I said this weird thing is like when the conspiracy theorists are trying to convince normal people that it's the alien that they're seeing isn't the real one.
Yeah.
Like there's somebody had made that joke the other day, and I was laughing. I was like, because I thought it was funny. They're like, oh, you're a conspiracy if you're trying to convince normies that alien thing that they're talking about isn't a real alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not an alien. You're like trying to argue with the dude who you've been trying to tell there's aliens everywhere all the time. I don't know what an alien looks like. Maybe an alien is in a human form, or maybe an alien is when you think of like a movie, when you think of whatever, maybe it's a whole bunch of different things like Guardians of the Galaxy. Each different planet has its own different being, which would be cool. I'm into that.
Or what if aliens are AIs?
I mean, that's crazy to me because even when you're
It's not
talking
like AIs that we created, right? I'm thinking like
That's
they're
that was
just
somebody
an
else already
They're just
created.
they're just an AI. So when we shoot this stuff down, like it's just part of the machine. So that flying object that they see through the sky could be like an alien, but it's an AI alien. It's the
Man, that's
machine.
pretty-
dude,
If
if
I never
somebody's
thought about that.
listening
Nuts
to
and
this and
bolts.
is smoking weed, they're fucked
Oh,
up right
someone said that we smoke weed already.
now. This is a wild
Y'all
one.
definitely smoke weed, is what it says here.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
it's
sure,
true, it's facts.
100%.
But
Never have.
never has,
Never
has.
partaken.
What?
He
Good for
doesn't,
you.
He doesn't drink either.
I've never drank alcohol either.
Good for you, man.
I do have this delicious peach
I got a couple
tea.
buddies that are like that. It's very
But
sad.
well, we're stoners sometimes. I do it for pain.
I do it for
Pleasure.
emotional pain. Emotional damage.
Yeah.
No, but think of it though like that. Like when they see that object coming through, they shoot it down. They never find something in it or, on it. Well,
They
what if
said they
that
have, dude. That's what Bob
they
Lazar
they
said.
have, but what if
Bob
that
Lazar said
object
he's
is
seen
just
that
a
body.
What if the object is the alien? Like
Oh,
that's
Bob
just
Lazar, man. Did you hear about the fucking aliens in the mountain that Bob Lazar was claiming?
Yeah,
was
that's
in
what he
there?
said. Yeah, there's alien in there. Yeah.
They like went down in there like with soldiers and all that shit, found him, like they just like stared at him and he got so scared that they just ended up running out. I thoroughly believe that shit though, man.
why
Like,
can't we go to Area 51? Why do we get chased out with guns on Area 51?
What? It's not even the alien that they're keeping hidden in Area 51. That's the part that sketches me out. You know what I mean?
It shouldn't even matter.
I
Like
guarantee
that.
it's like nuclear warfare that they're hiding in there.
Some new
man.
crazy
I-
tech,
it
but
has to.
there's a guy saying was just saying that they're
Cloaking
creating
devices.
some weird anti-gravity, like what Bob Lazar was talking about, like the anti-gravity cube that was powering those
Yes.
Oh,
spaceships.
yeah.
There's a dude that was just talking about how they've created this basically fuelless power source.
Well, okay, so since this guy got us on topic of aliens, okay, so I watched a TikTok of this guy, and it was off of a show that I know was on Natural Geographic so at one point in time. But he was talking about the pyramids in Egypt,
Yeah.
right, and how they're chambered, okay?
Yeah.
And they were how close they are to the Nile River.
Revo, what's up?
They used to that Nile River used to spread up to like maybe 50 yards away from the actual pyramids themselves, right?
Of Giza, okay.
Yeah. So what this guy was talking about was they built these chambers, and they're not just like it's not just like a tomb, right? It's not like the king's tomb. Okay, they built all these chambers to go up for this water to flow because when you got this water going in through these pyramids, there's this box, and I can't remember what they call the box, but it's the one you see in like the movie The Mummy. It has the two like bird sparrow things that are on the top, and it's like a golden chest, and it's
Okay.
supposed to keep something. So that's like the electronic box, right? So it's electromagnetic fielded box. It sits in this top chamber, and that's what powers. So this water goes through these chambers and gives that power, and that's why they have these gold tops on top of the pyramids
as conductors.
as conductors, and it shoots that electronic
Like some kind of
energy.
reactor.
Yes, and then they show you all these these poles that they see in hieroglyphics,
yeah.
and it's just the same. It's the same thing as the Tesla's.
Tesla coil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's where Nikola Tesla
but he's like-
ended up actually.
And that's
getting
why you're
that
not
whole-
seeing so much of this electronic magnet field or whatever electronical field, is because that the Nile is drying up and it's getting farther away from these pyramids, so there's less activity happening in these pyramids. That, and then either people that are going through and looking through these chambers when they were finding out more about the pyramids, they took that said box, the government took that said box and got rid of it somewhere. And that's why you're not seeing as much happen with the pyramids and that. It's kind of just like a folktale now. So.
Somebody was saying too, like, and I've seen a couple pictures, but it's like on the internet. Like that's the other part of it. Like some of this stuff that you see, there's so much information out there. You don't know how much, what's real, what's fake. But I didn't Google Earth this particular thing, but somebody had like one of the TikToks or one of the Instagram reels or something of them zooming in on Google Earth, and there's and they measure it, and there's a perfect replica of the biggest pyramid from Pyramid of Giza in Antarctica.
Yeah.
It was always under ice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what if maybe because the Nile's drying up, dude, this is just going out. This is where these guys think I smoke weed. What if because the Nile's drying up, the aliens that want the power are the reason that the Earth is heating up? They're trying to melt those caps and refill that river.
That energy.
I'm just saying, man. I don't know.
That's deep.
I'm coming out with
That's
it, man.
deep.
That's what I'm saying.
That's deep. That's actually a really good theory, and it's not complete nonsense.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
That makes
that's cool.
sense too. But the thing is, it's crazy because of like Alaska too. Yeah, I think there's so much uncharted territory around the United States that people can't go on.
That's true.
That's owned by the government, and there's a reason why the government owns that property that does not allow trespassing because they're doing some stuff.
Y'all seen Divergent?
I have not watched
So
Divergent.
Divergent, I mean, basically is civilization and a wall, right? A wall that you can't get past, an
Yeah.
ice wall, right?
Yeah.
So flat Earth. You got the flat Earth theories and whatnot. And y'all better not roast me because
He's just using it as comparison.
I am-
He understands we live on a globe.
Yes, but I am just saying that there are theories out there that we are actually in a firmament, like a snow globe thing,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And so you got this flat Earth, but we're only in this, and the Earth is that big.
Yeah.
But we're surrounded by an ice wall, and on the other side, I mean, there's still dinosaurs and shit like that. And China just found 7 new islands,
They didn't
Yeah.
find them. They made them, didn't they?
I
Those man-made.
but they ended up finding dinosaurs.
on
Oh,
this man, this
Yeah.
They
island.
found
knows.
dinosaurs
Yeah. So
in China.
Yeah. Well,
Prehistoric beings.
I can't. The dinosaur thing is just crazy because right now they actually put a frozen embryo of a mammoth in a African elephant, and it is pregnant now, and we will be having mammoths back.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Confirmed on
Um,
the Joe Rogan podcast. by the way.
Apparently, they also found basically prehistoric humans, like cavemen.
Oh, yeah,
they found
yeah.
cavemen, not cavemen, but Neanderthal-like beings living in a forest.
They did an AI and to paint the picture of what their faces would have looked like, and especially this young teen girl that was on there, she said they were 13 or 14 years old, but this AI painted this picture of what she would look like. And I'm like, they weren't really as what they would put in the books. What this
Yeah.
AI is drawing up is nothing what they have in our history books, and it makes me wonder
Does it look more like a person or more like an animal?
more like a person.
It looks just like somebody you went to junior high with.
Yeah, just with a bigger forehead.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they've clearly been wrong. This dude Robert
Got a
Strock. This dude was on
five
Joe.
head.
This dude was on Joe Rogan too. Robert Strock. He's an Egyptologist, and
Yeah.
he's he goes on and on about how the timing of the pyramids is completely off, how Egypt's completely off. I mean, we're talking about civilization.
Our calendars are off. We're not even in the right.
Man, just even think about the way that our calendar is added out. If you go to any foreign language outside of English, 9, the number 9, French, it's neuf.
Oof.
What's it in Spanish? Nueve,
Nueve, yeah.
right? and then you look at the month of November, like Nov, like
Yep.
that September SEPT, that's 7 in French. Like,
Right.
so why is it month number 9? Why did we add these 2 months in? What
Mm-hmm.
did we do? You know, I mean, December DEC Deca, that's
Yep.
10.
How
like,
was that 12?
how did
right?
we get moved to 12?
October,
Yeah, that's right. You
8,
see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, why mess with time? Why mess with existence?
Because time doesn't exist, clocks do.
That's right, man. That's what I'm
Time-
saying. But
time.
moon cycles exist, right? Like, so space exists. There's 13 moon cycles every year.
Have you ever seen Zeitgeist?
Uh-uh.
Oh man, yeah. You guys definitely got to tune into Zeitgeist. It actually gets like real deep into religion.
Beetlegeist.
Yeah, and basically how the story of JC
Yeah.
Yep.
is strictly based on the constellation.
That makes
Every-
sense
every-
because there's parallel stories in a bunch of different religions.
Yes, yeah, and
Like-
they break it down like BC, like thousands of years BC.
Like Horus.
Set,
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
Yeah. So it gets into all of that. And I actually just showed my fiance this like 4 or 5 days ago because we were getting ready to go somewhere, and I was like, "Yeah, let's watch this real quick," because like she had never seen it, and she's starting to get into all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, all of the stories are cohesive; they all coincide perfectly. And then all of a sudden, you have the story of JC that just took off because humans were manipulated.
The book was written by a bunch of
Men.
white men that want to control the country.
Oh,
It just
oh,
is what it is.
Oh, we're still on.
But
we were treading water there.
Yeah, it was a little deep. But so the other thing about it too is how I feel that, Egypt has it right. I think Egypt is going to be the one thing that I believe on how humans actually lived and were successful. I mean, they might not have been successful, right? But everyone, there were sicknesses back then. There was stuff like that. But I think like that race and that group of people were saved and put somewhere else.
I mean, there was a lot of things that
Or
happened.
taken.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, put somewhere else.
So there's also a theory that the pyramids came from up above, and they were diamonds. They came down, boom. We only see the top triangle.
Stuck in the
We
ground.
only see the top triangle, and then that's the upside down. That's where like Stranger Things got their whole concept from, is the upside down.
Yeah.
And once these Egyptians were done in this dimension,
They went to the next.
boom.
And
they're in the
and,
upside down.
and what they studied and how they did everything and how they, when everyone passed away and they did everything like that, their rituals or whatever they did, it would make sense of they had the capabilities of opening another dimension and going to another world.
Well, I think that we've already had, and like a lot of people theorize that we've had multiple apocalyptic events. So we've already had advanced civilizations, and every time we speed up the process that it takes, that's why we say, oh, this was 3,500 years ago instead of 10,000 years ago. But you look at like the Gobekli Tepe. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. It's a tribe that had like hard turning tools, like could manufacture things, and they're talking about 10,000 BC, so 6,500 years before Egypt, for what like the most advanced civilization was. This civilization was doing very similar things. So I'm not yeah, I mean, my whole point of that is like, what if we've just constantly repeated the cycle? What if we're living one giant Groundhog Day loop?
Yeah.
And that's where we're getting the multiverse, because we have memories of that last one. Or, like you said, say there is an upside down, and you were just speaking on deja vu in your spirit and your soul. What if in the multiverse, like
2012.
Harvey is living a bunch of different lives, and they're all based on choose your own adventure books, right? Like every time you make a choice, the multiverse splits off and chooses another one. And now you have all these existences, and when they mesh up, it's when two of your own paths crossed. And you're like, damn, this is deja vu.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This feels like I've been here.
It's like playing Super Mario World. Which path I'm going to take?
That one was deep, but I'm sorry. But I
No,
mean,
no, it's
that's what I'm
good.
saying. Like,
That's good. That's good.
Well, then Alex Murdo definitely picked the wrong decisions, and
Yeah.
she took.
Yeah.
I mean, now he's living this multiverse life of his, locked behind bars for the
Yeah.
next two
Well,
lives.
So, what else? I mean, okay, so I look at that too because you make a great point on how that structure works, right? And makes everything make sense. It's the one that really gets me is when you go on the internet. Of course, I've seen TikToks about this, but I've seen Facebook posts about this all the time. And you always see those Facebook posts that you want to click on because you want to see more pictures because they only include 2, but they say they have 34 pictures behind it, and you can't do it unless you click the article. So I click the article because I'm nosy and I want to see what the hell is going on. But it's like showing old pictures of celebrity or of just people back in the day, and then the celebrity lookalike.
Oh, the doppelgangers. Yeah.
It is scary, stupid, close. I mean,
Jay
down
Z's
to-
doppelganger is like,
Dude, looks just like him.
bro,
And then look at his persona
Eddie
now.
Eddie
It's
Murphy. Eddie Murphy's doppelganger
Yeah,
was
that's
fire. It
crazy
was
too,
perfect.
yeah.
I was like, yes. And plus, if you've seen Eddie right now, like we all watch, what's the movie he's just in? You People.
you people, yeah.
Eddie looks the same.
like a
Yeah.
mobster,
I haven't seen
man.
Eddie in 20 years,
not
and Eddie
aging.
looks the exact same.
Yep, he's been drinking that Fountain of Youth, that
He's drinking-
adrenochrome.
I think it's kombucha.
Kabucha.
Oh, maybe.
That's what I just
Could
heard
be
is
that.
kombucha.
Or adrenochrome.
That adrenochrome. Oh, man.
There's other things that I know that they drink, but we're not going to get into that because we will get banned for that.
What, children's blood?
God dang it.
That's adrenochrome.
I even
That's
said
what
the
he
other
said.
word. I shouldn't even done that. Oh,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
was- is that what
man.
it is?
See, now it's your fault.
Dog, damn it.
Dog damn it.
Oh,
No,
my
it's.
phone shut off. Hold
Oh,
on.
it's all right. We're still rolling. I just, it's crazy, man. It's like how everything's working out. It's playing out. It's really it's real. It's
Dude, I
put it into
think
perspective.
I think that the ebbs and flows of emotion are meant so that so that you're desensitized to highs and lows. Like as everyone here grew up in a time, like I'm a little bit older than both you guys, but still we grew up in a time where I grew up without the internet. Like there was a time in my life where the internet was like you had it at your house, it's plugged in the wall and it worked like shit. It did do a good job.
we couldn't afford it, so
Yeah, I mean, whether dial up and then
Yeah.
you move further into a point where like everything is kind of, even when you like think about like 2006, 2007, like how old were you guys? How old were you 2006, 2007?
2006, I was a freshman in high school.
Okay, so like
was
by this time we're talking about
16.
social media exists, like Facebook exists, like MySpace exists.
It was
and
MySpace, Xanga, and
Zanga.
Zang, he's bringing it back.
Zanga.
Yeah, that's
You
my-
wanna-
I met
you
my
wanna
wife on
blog?
MySpace. No cap. I'm the OG DM slider into
Hey.
her. That was me,
Oh, bro.
I don't
dude.
know
I'm
that,
I'm
man.
way back, dude.
You can hold that crown. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm
That's
here.
fine.
I was slipping in and shooting, running game.
But that's when time was good. MySpace was a good time in life.
Yeah, I mean, I was learning the code, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, yeah,
We're
that's
here.
where you learn to code.
Thank-
Zanga is where you learn to code.
thanks,
know.
Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, shout out to Tom. He's still killing it.
And everybody defriended that guy.
Not me.
Not me, dude. Tom was in my
Tom
top,
was
top
my
8.
Top 8 for real. He
Every
stayed
time.
Yeah,
there.
that was my boy.
He introduced me to the love of my life. So you know.
Yeah, good shit.
But
Thanks, Tom.
when you look at this amount of information that you're able to get now with the internet, you get these highs and these lows, these things that are just like super crushing or super exciting all the time. Even if you're looking at people's lives, like think about the way people portray like the highs and lows of their life. Like you're getting on there and you're in these wild swings of emotions. The greatest day of somebody's life, they're sharing with you, and you don't even give a real thumbs up. You're just like, oh, here's a digital thumbs up, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and now when you think about like, I'm not trying to make this political, but clearly conspiracy theories are political.
Yeah.
You look at like, you have a president of the United States that cannot speak coherently,
yes.
and nobody. I mean, I'm sure obviously people are mad about it, but nobody's going to do anything about it. Like
What are
nobody's
they gonna do?
What are you going to do? You can't. Well, you're going to impeach him. You know, get rid of him. Whatever. No, you're not.
We tried that once. It didn't work.
What's I'm just saying, like when you think about like why some of this stuff works, it's like the mind control or like the power of desensitizing. And that doesn't necessarily mean like desensitizing you from the truth. It's desensitizing you from the swing of emotion, for being pissed off, or from being sad, or for looking at it going, well, this is crazy. I can't believe this is even happening. Nobody even does that anymore. You just kind of like, oh shit, that's the
Yeah.
thing. I saw this thing.
Yeah, well, and that's what this has now come to. That's what Facebook has now come to. And as much as I don't like Facebook. I have a Facebook just because of my family, right? My family wants to keep up with what I'm doing.
And you love that marketplace.
That marketplace.
I
I
love
I'm
cannot
that
catching
stay
you on the
away.
marketplace
That
all the time.
shit is
Dude, the marketplace.
a drug, bro.
Dude, I haven't had Facebook since
Matter of fact,
2009. Marketplace didn't even exist, but I still want
I'll
to get
take
one.
screenshots just to send to them. Like, you should check this out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the only thing
That's
I'm
probably
jumping.
where this came from. This probably came.
Dude, everything in this room that's furniture-wise has come from
Yeah,
Facebook.
we like to
Market.
recycle, man.
Hey,
Hey.
thanks Marketplace
Right.
for sponsoring the Shedcast
Right.
studio here.
So, but yeah, so we'll get into it right now. Speaking of sponsors, we're gonna hit a sponsor right now.
There you go.
It's not over yet. You're listening to the Shedcast. Now back to your host, Harvey.
Let's get this party started. What? Sounds fun. Wear your helmets.
So, we're gonna get to the part where I love my sponsors. Okay,
As you should.
and we got 2 sponsors to announce, by the way.
Okay.
And I know he might be listening right now, waiting for me to talk about it. And
Okay.
I told him, I said, at some point, I'm going to talk about it. I have to go get them, but we're going to start with one first. And we're going to go down this way, and he's going to do it, and we're going to pass it this way, and you're going to be the last one to try this. Have you had these before?
I think you broke me off of them one time.
Okay, they're called Hustle Drops.
Hustle
Okay?
Drops. Yes, I remember this.
Hustle Drops. TikTok. Everyone that's listening, Hustle Drops. It's a raw, natural performance drop, mint flavored. It's 100% mint extract, as long as coconut oil, wintergreen, and monk fruit. Stuff's great. It's healthy for you. It's not bad for you. It's a natural energy booster. It will open up your airways if you're struggling to breathe, if you have clogged noses, you have a sore throat, you're feeling down. This will bring you right up. It's literally liquid cocaine. And I can say that.
Not literally.
Not literally, but it's on our website. Check it out, www.theshedcastllc.com. It's the first drop-down menu. You can see it there. Do you remember what the website was?
www.fxdrops.com.
And they got anything there to help you sleep, to help you stay focused. They have these ones that kind of just open you up and make you feel good. Basically, just take a half a drop it on your tongue, swallow it, hold it for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then take a deep inhale breath in, and these things will rejuvenate your life. It's insane. But it's one of my favorites.
Woo! Sheesh.
Icy cold.
It's nice. I'm a fan. You can hear this little droplet here.
I suffer from like sinusitis and asthma and stuff like that. And dude, this is literally opens up your airways completely, and it's all natural. I mean, there's no
It's great stuff.
There's no artificial stuff in it. I mean, it's just just there.
And everyone listening at home, you guys can actually find them on Instagram, Hustle Drops. They're always having sales. It's great. It's great stuff. I love it. And you can be an ambassador too. You can sign up, be an ambassador. They'll actually pay you $10 a video, how you get reactions for it from everybody that takes it. It's pretty unique.
Wow, I like it. It's minty.
Yeah.
So
Makes your breath smell good.
Yeah.
Gives you that confidence boost. You walk around with your nasals flared out.
I mean, honestly, it really does open your nasal passages like a lot.
Yeah, literally, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, I wish I had this. I wish I had these when I was doing sports.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, I'm still doing things that are athletic. I don't look like the most athletic guy, but I've done a couple triathlons, and I participate in some endurance sport. You don't have to be a underwear model to do that type of
The only
stuff.
thing I run is my mouth. So
Oh shit.
I run my wife's legs.
Whoa.
I
Hey,
run.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I run
man.
bathwater for my kid.
All right, and then so Hustle Drops, great sponsor. I love them. We got another sponsor. That's for you.
Big Betty McFreddy.
So, if you ever look for a jersey, if you want a team jersey, you got a team sport. Say you play team kickball, you play softball as an adult in the beer league. You have a bowling team. You have a football team. You have a team, whatever it is.
Your dart league.
Your dart league, yeah,
That's actually major.
that's huge.
I used to be in a dart league and I loved it.
So I don't know if you guys can see him from back here. We got the Shedcast jerseys.
Sick.
I got my face on that jersey, mama. We made it.
So we back here on the back of a jersey. Each of us have our own names. It's the #1 podcast in the Midwest.
Hell yeah.
Thanks to Ambitiously Lazy. That is the brand. That is a friend of mine. He owns the company. He's a great guy. He will custom make your shirts. You shoot him over a design, slaps them on a shirt, sends you like 20 revise, and he's like, hey, do you like this? Yes or no? And then you just tell him how you like it. He's going to make it 100% every time, man. And it's not crazy, stupid expensive.
Yeah, that seems
affordable.
awesome.
It's very affordable. He sponsored a softball team for us, me and Revo's softball team we played on, and he gave us pants. I mean, we paid for it, but we kind of hustle his business too.
Yeah.
But
At the end of
we're
the
wearing
day,
his
it's an
gear.
art form. You got to support
It's great, and I loved it. The pants matched the jersey. It felt so good. They're nice. They're not like horribly made.
Dude,
They
and
look
you show
great
up
material.
looking like a couple of gangsters. You know
That's
what I
what I'm
mean?
saying.
When you show up, everyone's already like, "Oh man." Even if you don't win the game, you win the best dressed
So,
contest.
It's like I enjoy it very much. He's cool. He's a cool dude. You can check him out on our website again, www.theshedcastllc.com. Scroll down the middle of the page. You're gonna have ESPN, Billboard Top Charts. Then you're gonna have Ambitiously Lazy. Click on that button, take you straight to their Facebook page. And it'll take you to the website, and you can order straight from there. Hit him up. He's a great guy. Check it out. Back to some other things.
Conspiracies.
I want to look at something that I had in my mind too. I was thinking the moon landing,
Yeah.
because I don't hear about it no more. Now that they're old and all of them are gone, and there's one left, I think. Right? Neil's still kicking, right?
Buzz is still around, right? Buzz, yeah. I think Neil's still alive too. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really looked into it. But Buzz has been out. He's been running around saying it didn't happen.
He's telling her. He told this little girl in an interview it didn't.
I just
happen.
saw that.
It didn't happen.
And I mean, was it? Does he mean when? What he really said though? He didn't say it didn't happen.
No.
Somebody was talking about seeing the moon landing, and he
Yes.
said you didn't see us land on the moon.
Yeah.
Or some girl. That was what the older lady said. I saw you land on the moon. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't see me land on the moon. So maybe. And the other thing that I'm wondering, even when we're talking about the moon landing, like, have you seen a live television broadcast from your local news station?
Yeah.
Do you see the massive amount of equipment they need to go live? Like, not just like your
No,
morning thing,
I've
but
been into a studio
Yeah.
of a newscast. The amount of equipment that takes, the soundboards it takes for them to have all that. I get it. They did the sound inside. Technically, did the sound inside.
the suit.
Space. Well, they did it in through Space Command, where they had all the soundboards, just like we do it on podcast. They
Yeah.
need to get it all through. But
How come I
how
can't?
did you stage the cameras up there? How did you already have cameras ready to roll that were rolling?
That's what I'm saying. There's a few strange questions about how the cameras were in place, or how did you transmit the data from the cameras in 1969?
To be that fast and live.
We're talking about the moon.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm not.
Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot.
Studio.
This has been going on for a long time. Where
A flag wouldn't wave on the moon.
we're talking about.
It would
the-
stay. Yeah. It would,
I mean,
well,
my mom was alive during the moon landing, and
Same.
Yep.
and so I think a lot of as that generation of people pass away, the questions can actually be asked because it's such a wonderful memory for like our parents
the boomers.
that I watch this. The boomers, dude. The boomers don't want to let that go because
No, that's
they
what they
remember
had.
this was it, dude. We kicked communists' ass.
We
Like
did.
we kicked their ass, dude. We were on the moon. They didn't make it. What's up?
What did we have? Like your time.
9/11.
I mean, is that? But
You mean as far as accomplishments go?
Well, no, but like
I mean, as
big
far as
events like that. I mean, that's a huge event to happen.
SpaceX.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, SpaceX is crazy.
It is
Like
crazy. It's
that
fun as well.
that technology's amazing.
Tesla, self-driving cars.
Yeah, but I mean, we all
Elon Musk is an alien.
he could be. I don't know.
He's a lizard.
He has way better hair now that he's super rich.
Oh, I would too.
Did you guys see
I
like
mean,
back when he
Benzo
was
had
running
it bald,
PayPal?
so
Dude, back when he was running PayPal, he had that
comb over.
the pre-LeBron come up, the receding, the rollback.
I like the dude. I like him exposing Twitter.
Dude,
I love
Elon's
it.
awesome. I don't have a problem if he's an alien either. I think it's cool. Thanks for sharing all the cool stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the American Horror Story, like the Roswell ones?
I've forcefully been.
Was it
having
called
watched them
Roswell?
all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's the manor, right?
the manor's the house, and then there was the one where they had the
TikTok, chime in, help us out.
The
I know-
Nazi
I know there's
doctor?
a bunch of you guys that watch that.
what was the one with the asylum?
The Asylum
Yeah.
was great.
No,
Yeah,
this one
crazy.
was-
But they had that scene in the asylum. Remember in the beginning of the asylum where it was like the Barney and Benny Hill like alien abduction,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and I mean Barney and Benny.
This one is basically, I mean, extraterrestrials came down and just started impregnating people, and like tried to make the perfect mix between alien and human.
A hybrid.
Yeah, exactly. And then eventually they perfected it, and I mean that way we can all live peacefully on the same planet.
Can you? I mean, what's to say that they have been doing that?
Yeah,
This
look at
entire
Lil
time?
Wayne.
Dude, that
Wheezy?
We are not the same. I am a Martian.
No.
Yeah.
He's have you seen him lately? He's like,
Extra face tattoos?
nah,
he
just
looks good,
looks-
man.
He's sober, bro. I don't know if he's sober, but he's
off the
meth.
lean.
He's off the meth.
Oh, meth? He's still
Yeah.
still drinking on that lean though?
Oh, I guarantee.
But he looks coherent.
yeah, like he's back. Have you heard his new song? Can't Nobody with the DMX sample.
I think so.
It's brand new.
I
It
wish
came
I
out-
would have heard it because I love that song.
Yeah,
Well,
so it came
isn't
out
he
like
supposed to be here soon?
came out like 2 or 3 days ago, something like that.
Yeah.
He's
He's
early
supposed-
in this week.
He's coming here in April, I think.
Yeah, man. I wanted to get tickets, but dude, I can't spend $300 on 2 tickets.
Do you think part of the reason why he was like he kind of I don't even know if he's diminished because he was been on a bunch featured on a bunch of people's stuff, but it's not like he wasn't putting out his own music,
He
but he was
couldn't.
doing features, he was doing
Couldn't
whatever.
put out his own music.
Just to
With him and Birdman's contract and how Birdman brought him up, Wheezy was his own person. He made the name himself. He
Yeah.
made him, right? Birdman was just a person there to help guide him to get him through that career because it's a hard to get big in that career, right? It's in that
when he's
game.
young, right? He's
I mean,
what,
Birdman, but you gotta think, man. Like when Wayne was
But it was a
16,
14,
15,
14, Birdman wasn't famous either, bro.
No,
they were
no.
trapping out of a basement.
right, but
Yeah, it was. I mean, really,
it
like
came down
that
to-
jump off was Juvenile, right? Like Juvenile had that jump off, and
Yeah.
then everybody.
But it
got
kinda
Hot
came
Boys
down.
was-
It came down to money. Young Money, okay, was started by Wayne and Birdman. That's what it was. 50-50 mix. It's-
And Slim, Ronald Slim.
well, yeah, but he was kind of like not
That's-
in the picture
Yeah,
as much,
I mean,
right?
he's Birdman's brother.
Right. But look at it this way: it came down to money. Okay, he was still in contract with Birdman and Young Money, so when he kind of like stopped hearing Lil Wayne's music, it's because
The
the feud and the
between
contract.
Cash Money,
that's what it was.
and then Rock Nation bought out
And then when he came with his old skate line, or was it Reckless?
Truck Fit.
Truck
Truck
fit.
Fit.
Yeah, truck fit. Yeah.
So that was a big problem because now he's bringing in his own money, but somebody didn't like him bringing in his own money.
Mm-hmm.
So then he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go and be on a feature. I'm just going to do features. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do features and I'm going to get paid for my features because it's not on your label. It's on
Yeah.
other people's
Yeah, I mean,
labels.
they're paying me $100,000
feature.
to drop, 46 seconds
So that's
of me
how
rapping.
he kept his stuff
And he
going.
had to be getting a ton of money off royalties. I mean,
was
Lil
getting-
Wayne has so many songs.
Yes, he's commercials. He's, and so now that kind of dispute is over. He's kind of doing his own thing, but he's more coherent. Like
mu-
you're saying, he's there now, and he's, dude, such a genuine guy. Like his last interview when they asked him what the Billboard gave the top rappers, and what was the question? He's like, Eminem's not on there, or what he said. He's like, M's not on there. And then they had then he gave him his own list of kind of who he thought, and he's like, why aren't you in your list? He's like, why would I put myself in my list?
That's
he's like-
humble.
He's like, I'm not. There's
And that-
there's better people than me, and we all
especially
know.
when
But this is
especially
still
when we
the guy
remember hearing
saying-
this. Yeah, the greatest alive. Like he
rapper alive.
yeah.
Right, but he was selling records then.
Since the best rapper retired.
Right.
He actually did shout out Jay though. He let him know.
But and I can't remember at the top of my head who he listed off. Jay-Z was on there all day.
Yeah.
Jay-Z. He had Missy Elliott was on there. Eminem was on there.
Right.
Yeah, Missy Elliott as the best rapper.
Well, just his list. It's just his top list.
Missy Elliott is a great
Performer,
Producer.
entertainer.
No, but
producer,
but it
yeah.
didn't. I don't think it kind of just went like rapper. It's just like just top.
music,
It just
just
his
top
list. It was just a list.
influential music.
Yeah, and
3 stacks.
why he said he wasn't on his own
Man.
list is just because he's like,
My
I'm
boy
not. I'm not.
Andre.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
not.
dude,
The,
so
I'm not
good.
that person to be on that list. That's just not me.
You want to talk about conspiracy theories? The music industry is a huge conspiracy theory.
Whoa,
It's always
dude. All of the weird like videotaping people like getting raped. Have you guys heard of this?
What?
Oh my gosh. So
Can we
they
say the
will
R word?
I
Can
don't
you
know.
say that? Is that gonna get okay?
Probably.
Assaulted. We'll say assaulted.
Okay.
Sorry, dude. Sorry, TikTok Nation. So there's a bunch of rappers coming out. a bunch of rappers coming out talking about getting set up, like they'll get roofied and drugged. They'll film them getting in some compromising positions.
hold
So
it
it's
as
black-
And then they
blackmail.
hold against us, they sign a shitbag contract.
Yeah.
And that's even like Tory Lanez's dad was saying
Dude.
Jay-Z had something to do with the
yeah.
setup of him and Megan Thee
Yeah.
Stallion.
That was
And that,
crazy.
that didn't come down to assault. That was Tory Lanez is so musically gifted, man.
I love him.
I
I
honestly
can't-
feel
I
like
can't.
I honestly feel. Have you seen this dude? Like he'll get
Yeah.
on Twitch for like 2 hours straight and make 20 different songs, man.
Yeah.
Like he'll have people just like, oh yeah, play me a beat, play me a beat, and then
It's just like Mac Lethal.
oh fans, you like this one? Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna make a song to this, and then
Yep.
just go in the studio. 25 minutes later, got a whole damn song recorded, and that's just pure talent. And yeah, I mean, honestly, like Rock Nation wanted to sign him, and he was like, nah, bro, I'm under one umbrella. Like I'm independent. I did the music. You know,
I was there.
I've signed a label already
Yeah.
with Sean Kingston. I've signed a label
And we
with
see how that went.
with Interscope. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, he was like, "Yeah, fuck that. I'm independent." And Rock Nation was like, "Oh, okay, all right, bet. We'll make sure that you're blacklisted in the industry. Then, cool,
Yep.
bet." And then this shit popped off, and they're like, "Oh, see, man, you should have signed with us. Now you're gonna feel the wrath."
They did the same thing to Ruben Studdard.
Yeah.
His big song 2004 popped off after he won American Idol.
This is my sorry for.
And then after that, it was like,
2004.
see you later. Because he didn't want to do exactly what they wanted him to do. He wanted to do his own thing.
How many people right now, like when you look at the music industry, you see the people that are independent and how fast they go from like very small, like whatever we call them, county fairs and basement shows to like you know,
Stages.
full auditoriums. I
Mac
mean,
Miller.
Jelly Roll's the perfect example.
That's a prime example.
You know, this guy stays independent the whole time, and obviously there's got to be somebody mad about it, right? Like somebody's
Everybody.
upset, right?
That's streaming, dude.
It's
That's
the country,
2023
it's the
for you.
country community is mad. The rock community is mad. The rap community is mad, and they all want to sign him. And he's all saying, "Go pound sand."
Dude, he's just living his life, man.
He is
But-
a big fat jolly
His
guy.
500-pound
loving
life, man.
fucking
And they're
loving
going.
it.
And guess what, man? I hate to say it. You're gonna pass away.
Yeah,
And they're gonna blame his health for it,
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
unhealthy lifestyle. But in all reality, man, someone was mad at the fact that he didn't
Sign their contract.
Yep, exactly. He didn't sell his soul to that devil.
Yeah, people. I mean, everyone just wants ownership of your intellectual property. It's all about IP, and that's when you go into conspiracy theories, dude. The ownership of IP is huge. Like whether it's vaccines and viruses, or music, or idea,
to go
technology.
Vaccines or
You know, I'm trying to make it. Yeah, I want everyone to
I
know.
know.
Like,
It's dramatic.
If you're gonna
I
get me
like it.
kicked out of here, we gotta at least sound like we're being sarcastic.
right.
Yeah.
But okay, well, it's the thing with that whole music industry and what the topics you touch on. It's the same goes for TV shows. Nickelodeon's a huge one. Okay,
I'm following you.
Nickelodeon is bad.
What about Disney?
No, not even gonna
We-
get. Not
if
my,
we-
no,
Yeah.
it's no.
Woo!
Nickelodeon is worse than Disney. Okay, and I found this only out. I don't pay attention to that stuff because when I grew up in nostalgia, it was all that Amanda Show,
Pete and Jay, or what is it?
iCarly.
Pete and Pete. I didn't do like I wasn't that. That was my sister's time.
Well, it's Cap. How old are you?
I'm 33, 32.
Yeah, you're 2
What's
years
that
older.
one?
Okay, yeah.
Is that Britney Spears'
I was
sister?
I was barely.
iCarly.
Nah, so that was
No, that was
Drake
Zoe
and Josh.
101.
Drake and Josh,
I think it was Zoe
Megan.
101.
That was
Drake and Josh, and then Drake and Josh, and then the little sister Megan. She got older and she became.
Became
I think
iCarly.
I think Shia LaBeouf was still on that. No, that's Disney. Shia
Even
LaBeouf
that
was,
was Even Stevens.
and Hillary Duff back when I was that age.
Yeah,
but I don't. So this stuff I'm not familiar
okay,
with.
so like on the Nickelodeon side,
How old are
because
you?
it's
38.
okay.
so it's different. Like there's some stuff going on with Disney. It's really bad, but Nickelodeon was worse. And then, so the girl is named Sam Puckett. That's on iCarly, right?
Well, you're talking about the producer of iCarly grooming.
it's
and
not
shit?
just the producer. He wasn't just the producer of iCarly. He did all that. He did Amanda Show.
Yeah,
he
groomed all these kids. Yeah.
groomed him.
Like the Amanda Bynes.
Yes.
That's her show.
please.
Yes.
And she's like crazy, right?
Yes.
They like
She
set
is
her
now.
They set her crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like face tats and shit.
Yeah.
Not saying
Look
that
at-
makes you
No,
crazy.
I don't care.
but
Yeah, but
yeah.
obviously she had some
She snapped though. for
people had
sure.
a psychotic break or whatever.
Okay, so
Okay.
look at Drake Bell. Drake Bell went off the deep end and had some charges
Started messing with minors,
Yep,
sending
because he-
pictures to minors.
because he was around that all of his life growing up doing the shows.
singer, right? Doesn't he sing now?
No, he doesn't do nothing now. This is worthless. He's in jail, I think, still right now.
No,
Did he
I
get
think I honestly think he was exonerated.
Okay, he could have
I
been.
could be wrong.
So
TikTok.
Sam
do you
Puckett.
think?
I don't know her real name. If Sarah's watching this, she'll tell you. But she bought her book, and it talks about the book was called "I Hate My Mom" or
I
something.
hate my mom. Yeah, that's what it
And
was.
Sarah read the whole book, and she was like, "Yo, there's some deep stuff in there." And then
molestation.
yeah,
all
so
that, yeah.
she opened a whole book of worms that opened another thing. Then she went down the rabbit hole and was like, "Yo, this, and this, and this," and I'm like, you know, it makes sense because I enjoyed watching. Like, I still watch it with Zane and you know the kids and Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Okay.
So now they have a podcast on TikTok and they post it, and he's on TikTok, but he's talking about all this stuff that's happened throughout the industry, and he's just blasting it out on his TikTok, like letting people know in his lives, hey, this stuff happened, like this is real,
Ooh, what's his
And-
bucket? Aaron Carter, same shit.
dude. That and his
R.I.P. That was my first CD I ever owned was
Damn.
Aaron Carter.
Whoa,
His
so
mom-
sick.
yesterday. Okay, speaking of
My,
that,
and my best friend stepped on it and broke it, and I still hold him accountable to this day.
I would too, man. So his mom posted his autopsy pictures on her Facebook
I
page.
seen that. I seen that.
I can't even. I don't
And
know.
it was graphic.
I only get into it. I only touch on these things because like people like know that I'm into like conspiracies, so they'll like hit me like a thing that I would never see.
Yeah,
Because like I said,
it's
I
on
stay,
your algorithm.
I only look at Instagram, and if you guys all know how my Instagram rolls, it's tattoos, it's big butts, and it's
Welding.
low riders.
Yep.
Yeah, and machinists, all my machinist buddies. But like, yeah, so when someone starts sending me stuff, then I start getting that rabbit hole in that Instagram reel or whatever. When it's like,
Sucks.
oh my god, all this stuff's happening, I got to turn it off because it's
Yeah.
just the negativity bumps me down,
And then you're gonna start your algorithm to that. Now it's all gonna be that. So
and they're just gonna drag me in.
the thing about this whole thing and Nickelodeon being bad, it happened on several shows. It happened for a very long time, and everyone let it happen, and it scarred a lot of these kids for life. Some of these kids won't talk about it. Some will. She was one of them. She talked about it. She wrote a book in it, and her mom was like really bad, drugs, all this stuff.
Some of these kids signed NDAs where they can't talk about it.
Yes, it's
So,
crazy.
Yeah, they
man.
can't talk about it. Otherwise, they stop getting a bag, and they have families that they need
So
to.
these Ned from that show.
Net declassified.
So all three of them, Cookie and then the girl, they all got together and they're like, "Hey, let's make a reboot," because they were making a reboot of Zoe 101 with all of them
Yeah.
growing up. So they're like, "Let's make a reboot." They brought it to the producer, and the producer was like, "This is great, but you're not doing it because they still own the rights to the show." And they're like, "No, we're not doing it. Don't. No.
That was a great show. by
Thanks
the
for
way.
pitch, but see you later."
Because he's out here putting them on blast.
I
or
don't
what?
know. It could be, but at the end of the day, he's like, I don't care. Like, it is what it is. So they created a podcast, and it's pretty much like Ned's Declassified Life Survival Guide, and they're just talking about, you know, normal everyday things that people need help with that help in their lives, and which
That's
is
cool.
cool.
I actually didn't know about that. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, and he's on TikTok. All three of them, they all look great. They're awesome, but it's
But that grooming stuff is crazy though, because
is.
I mean, obviously we're all from here,
Yeah.
you know, in Nebraska.
You don't see it
And
as much.
so,
we
well,
think.
no, I mean the biggest grooming case or the biggest child trafficking ring. Speaking of conspiracies, like the Franklin cover up.
Yeah,
You know, I mean Boys Town.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
they said that they were running like child sex rings under the tunnels in the old market here in Omaha, right next door to the police station, right downtown. Just
I mean, these areas are set up for this crazy shit to happen, and no one knew about it, or if they did, it was the higher ups that got paid a lot of money. Or they were filthy rich.
yeah, they literally tore down like what was that, Cocoa Keys and all that right there on
Yeah.
72nd. Because I mean, it was just packed full of
Kids.
just
And it's right off the interstate.
sex trafficking. Yeah, right off the interstate.
It's terrible. Terrible. I mean, it was a great place. It was cool,
Yeah.
but terrible placement.
I've never been there.
Well, I went there once, and it was fun. It was
Because
cool.
Backpage used to be like a real thing, and for those who don't know what Backpage is, it was a dirty
Craigslist. or whatever.
Craigslist. Yeah. So like people were getting prostitutes, escorts. They were doing child sex trafficking. Like you can like
Drugs.
yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And when Backpage started getting exposed here in Omaha, those hotel or motels right there off the interstate were like that was like
That was
hot
it.
That was
spot.
the ground.
Yeah.
Ground zero for
yeah.
trouble.
It's
But even in sports, like whatever, the U.S. Women's Gymnastics team,
Yeah.
their doctor,
Yeah. Yep.
Larry
Dr.
whatever his
Nazar or
name is,
whatever.
Larry Nazar,
it's
yeah,
funny because if
Larry Nasser.
I'm a
yes.
huge Law and Order SVU guy. I love that.
Shouts
show.
out to Ice-T. I still listen to Body Count all the time.
Hey.
R.I.P.
just-
goggles.
Just so you guys know that Ice-T just won the award for the longest reigning male actor to had the longest reigning show. He
wasn't even supposed to have that show. That's the crazy.
No.
It wasn't supposed to be a
wasn't.
feature, right? He was
Yeah.
supposed to have a couple episodes.
No, it wasn't even that. He even talked about it after he got this award because people went to him like, "Hey, congratulations for being the longest reigning actor on a television show," and they thought it was for him to being the longest black actor on television. That's what people came up to him and say. He's like, nah, y'all fucked up. I'm the longest reigning TV person. I'm the longest reigning male actor on a show. Like male actor. I'm not a black actor. I'm a male actor, and that's what the award was. It wasn't nothing to do with his color. And then you go on to say he's like, and it's crazy because in his words he's like, I wasn't even supposed to be on this show. He said I was in the middle of making an album, and he said that my homeboy called me up. He said, "Hey, I got this audition. Go check it out." And he's like, "Nah, I'm good. And he's like, "No, just go over there, check it out, see what it is. If you like it, you like it." He's like, "I went on. They liked me," and he's like, "It just went." He's like, "And I continued it because the money was great."
I have a few awesome parallels for just this conspiracy theory side. First off, shouts out and rest in peace to Detective Munch. You guys ever watch SVU?
I love Munch.
He was the OG. He died last week.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
he
he
passed
died.
away.
And he was the OG, like conspiracy theorist
Sergeant
on
Munch.
TV, shooting, really talking shit about all this stuff, like right there out in the open.
Yep.
Two, if you're not familiar with the fact that Ice-T has claimed and has recorded of 99 Problems being his song and Jay-Z stole it from him.
Oh yeah,
I believe it.
Yep, I believe that too.
So those are, well, we got the conspiracies out. Those are good
That's why
ones.
they had beef for the longest time. They just squashed it at the Grammys.
I wonder if
They
he's
like shook hands for the first
Did
time.
somebody
in
decide to
30
give him a
years.
royalty off of 99 Problems?
Who knows? Ice-T is a great guy.
Or maybe
He
it was
seems
when
humble,
Coco
so.
decided that she was going to do OnlyFans and just
Just get the bag.
get the bag. And he's like, "Yeah, you know what? I've been tripping this whole time."
I told Sarah, I said, "Listen, I get messages on TikTok of people asking me to come on the show and just like not even be here in person. They can Skype. I don't care, but I want to get these girls that do OnlyFans. I want to know what they really make. Like some of these podcasts, no, like I don't even have to have them in here. I want them on this
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Skype or Teams, whatever. But I want to know what they really make because
Dude, some
I
of these
mean,
girls are
they,
making.
Are they showing up to high school reunions still saying I'm an accountant?
Yeah,
Some
see,
of these
we
girls
just
are
need to
making
have-
25. I mean, even like I know there's some like low paid people that we've heard rumors. I mean, obviously everyone's gonna stretch out what they're doing, but some of these girls are saying they're making $10,000-$20,000 a month, barely doing the weird shit.
Showing their
know?
belly
There's a-
button, bro.
There's a girl on TikTok that did an interview on a podcast, and she literally said, after she blasted in last October in 2021, she pushed really hard for like 6 months on her OnlyFans, and she didn't show anything. It was just like, it was bikinis, it was just her in lingerie, this stuff. She was like, yeah. At that point, I was making like, she's like anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000 a month.
I
And
mean,
then-
off subscriptions or like are these paywall things? I mean,
That's-
I've never
that's-
been on OnlyFans, so I don't actually
I
know.
might
I
have
just
been
hear
born the wrong sex.
I just hear people talking about it.
If I was that, it'd be
Yeah.
done. But so I read into it because I'm like fact checking. Like I want to make sure, are they really making this amount of money? And so there's a website that breaks down for every model, male and female included. It's both of them. It's listed down what they actually make, what their earned income is. And this, I looked up that girl, and on that page it strictly says right now with her OnlyFans account, and then she's doing another side hustle account. She had some sponsors. She's getting paid for the subscription. She's getting paid for the custom whatever videos,
And
pictures,
endorsements.
everything. She's bringing in now is $350,000 a month.
Jeez, dude.
And she asked, "What are you doing with the money? Like, where do you go?" She's like, "I travel." She's like, "I travel."
Yeah, I want.
She said, "Do you buy?" She said, "No, I don't buy anything
I mean-
fancy." She's like, "I got a nice house and
So
I
you
got a
got-
decent car, but I travel."
So you got Bad Baby, right? Catch me outside. How about
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Her 18th birthday.
Yeah, she made it.
She
$1
made it
million
on
a day.
OnlyFans.
Somebody say $1 million.
It's like
a day.
$3.5 million her
And
first day.
And yeah, and
That's
she-
crazy.
and as
bro.
far as
that's creepy.
well, you read
Like that is as close to barely legal as
So
you can
there's
get.
an
Like
article
the
that-
minute she turned 18.
Did she
boom.
say she didn't get naked on that though?
She didn't.
She didn't even get naked.
She's in the article. It talks about it in the
Yeah.
article because they
Yeah.
asked her
Yeah.
how she made that so fast, and she's like, "People been anticipating this weight, and they knew it was coming." She's like, "I just dropped it," and she's like, "I didn't show nothing."
Yep. Since she was 14, people have just been following her, waiting for her to drop.
Is that it's
Dan-
crazy?
Yeah, it's
Danielle Bergoli.
Yes.
don't know her.
Yes.
Shouts out,
That's it.
Dr. Phil, for really propping her up. She
What?
should give Dr. Phil a royalty.
She's the
for,
only one that's like kind of gotten successful throughout that whole thing. And then you got who was the beef she was with, that little
And
blonde
see, I
girl?
don't totally hate her because like her whole image was like hating her mom, right?
That was a
Yeah.
little, yeah.
But the first thing she did when she got that bag was she bought her mama a big ass house.
Yeah. But who's the girl that she always fought with? It was a blonde haired chick that she was always like,
Oh,
talking
remember.
about. What was her name?
Well,
She-
she clearly
Sam-
didn't. She
Sam-
clearly
Samantha
wasn't as
is-
successful as
No,
Bahad
but
Bahabi.
she wasn't, but Vicky.
Yeah,
Vicky.
Vicky, yeah.
I always say Iki Vicky.
Yeah,
'cause,
it was my shiny teeth.
So she completely found God now, and she's all about that. And now
Oh,
she
yeah,
has this
and
new
then-
skin regimen because she had really bad acne, like
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah, horrible.
And so now she's like,
She's
getting all
with like
these
Boom
scars.
Gang, right?
Yeah, she's
And
getting all these scars
he's like a
removed, and
preacher.
she looks great. I mean, she looks like way better than what she did. But she's all she found that faith, and she's continuing with it, and she's not like going back. It's crazy. All of her posts on all of her social media are all inspirational.
And that's
doing
what
all this
happens when you don't sell your soul to the devil.
stuff. I'm telling you,
But
but
the other way around, you get him 3.5 on OnlyFans day one.
it's crazy.
That
That's
is
just-
true.
I don't know, man. It's
That's what she was. Did you ever see her Bad Babies thing? How she was at the Illuminati dinner. You ever see that reel,
Oh, no.
TikTok
Uh-uh.
or whatever?
I didn't see that.
She's like, "Oh yeah, I was at the Illuminati dinner and I saw David Spade and I
love him.
and Jay Z and like she's like, oh, I told Drake to get out of the way and we ate. I forget what she said. They ate lobsters or something. She got some chicken blood on her shirt. It's a funny thing if you ever look it up. But
I have to look it up.
she was trying to say that she was at the weekly Illuminati meeting seeing
Yeah.
Beyonce and Jay Z,
The other,
which is pretty funny.
what's the
Or it's serious and she's really saying something that really happened that we all hope is actually happening. Like, yeah, dude, they're just getting together on Thursdays.
Right. Just every Thursday, just
Thursday dinner?
What
baby.
are we doing? How are we taking over the world today?
sipping
it's-
their adrenochrome.
Dude, it's sketchy. So I enjoy the conspiracy talk. I enjoy talking about it, all stuff. I want to wrap everything up with World War III and what's going on. People think China, Russia, all this stuff that's happening. I'm going to tell you straight up that VP, I'm not going to say his name, but I don't think that guy is really here to hurt people in this country. I understand the whole point about Ukraine and him claiming territory that was once Russia's. I understand that. That's conflict between that country, whatever. But my thing is, he in his interviews that he's done, his speeches that he's done, simply talked about it. He's like, it's not the American people that I care about. It's the big people in the banks that want me to go to their currency, want me to do their banking. They're
Yeah,
backing-
International Monetary Fund.
they're
The
back,
elites.
they're backing me into a corner, and at the end of the day, this is what I'm offering, and this is all I can do, because at the end of the day, now we're supporting Ukraine, we're spending billions of dollars to help them fight Russia. Now we're gotten ourselves into this war, and he simply said there's no need for it. And then he's basically just saying, hey, listen, stop supporting these guys. Let us do what we do, as this is what we do. Like, this is this area. Like, this is this part of the country. This is what we do. And we've been doing it for many years, and just happened to they want the area, right? It's better because it's positioned themselves for other takeovers, doing whatever. It's strategic, whatever he has to do. It's not us. It's not us involving. And that's why they rushed to get them in NATO, for us to get into it, whatever. My only problem is that I think is happening, that Sarah thinks I'm crazy for, is I think that Ukrainian president is secretly working with VP, and their
Stealing
purpose.
the money.
Yes.
It's embezzlement.
And then putting that money into the gold that they're creating with China, and China and Russia are putting it all to make their gold currency.
They're just a shill.
dude.
Judas.
It just makes sense. Like, it makes sense that he's just secretly. It's just no different than a Russian spy or somebody
So we're
that's
getting
spying
stabbed
on.
in the back by.
But my whole point is that there's no money. Like, there's no money. We have $33 trillion in debt or something like that. I
Yeah,
think it's something like
but
that. $33 trillion.
It's the
We're
supplies.
gonna print out a weird
not the money, it's the
multiple billion
supplies.
dollars, planes, this mess, send it over there to fight a proxy war with Russia through the Ukraine, if that's what we're doing anyway. When there's
But we're giving them the
how many
supplies.
NATO
That's the big problem.
NATO countries, yeah, even if they're old planes, they're still worth so
Right,
much money.
right.
And everyone here had to pay for it. I know that your tax bill didn't go down,
Right.
you know. But my whole thing is like, there's a lot of other NATO countries that are right there, you know. That'd be like you having a problem and you not calling our friend that lives across the street from you. You called me for help, and I have to drive
Right.
whatever 20 miles to come help you out when you have somebody who could probably help you just the same within like 20 feet.
Right.
What I mean, United States military, obviously, total badass.
Mhm.
Tons of money into defense and war. I don't even want to call it defense as much as offense.
Right.
But I don't get. I guess I've been listening to the Ukraine has been in our news cycle for how many years now? Since like 2016, earlier than that, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2014 when they started having their first civil war stuff happening.
Yep.
Money was going over there, and then the POTUS was at that time the vice president.
Yes.
Caught in some sort of weird scandal.
Yeah, but it's there's always a scandal behind everything that they do, and the really crappy thing about this whole situation, people call me crazy because that's what I believe is that
Nah, dude, that sounds like a viable option. If it was me and we could
convince
dupe somebody to send over a bunch of supplies and a bunch of things. I mean,
military grade plane. I mean, you got military ammo, armor, Humvees, jets, helicopters, medical supplies, food. You're sending this all to this country to stock up for something else to happen. So we're preparing another country for something else to happen secretly without us really knowing.
and how does like when you were thinking about like all of the people that are on the side of however we want to frame the two sides.
Yeah.
Is it the West versus like China and Russia and Ukraine and even North Korea,
Right.
whatever you want to say? Like where does the line draw? And like also, what does that benefit? What at what benefit? Because like I think
ask myself the same thing.
because when you look even at like the value of the Chinese currency, the what is it, the
Yen?
yuan
Or the
yuan?
yeah, okay, yeah.
If you, I was talking to this, it's a weird thing. I was like playing golf with this dude, and he was like an international banker, so he knows a lot about currency and everything else. And he's telling me something, and I've never actually checked it out to see if it was true. So this could just be hearsay, rumor, junk. So this is another one to file into the internet. Doesn't always know what they're talking about. But he was saying that China specifically devalues its own currency down to 30% of what it would actually be worth on the open market to make things made in China cheaper to be purchased by Americans.
That's a
If they actually
genius.
ran,
I mean, yeah.
if they actually ran their currency at the
It's a monopoly.
correct rate, and they don't need it because they own everything, right? They
Yeah.
own the buildings, they own the stores, they own
the people.
yeah. Well,
Hey,
if when that guy Ash Dykes walked along the Yangtze River or something, he's a British kid. He walked the entire Yangtze River. He said his experience in China was that Chinese people were always super happy.
yeah, yeah, but everyone's doing the same thing. You can only do the same thing. You're controlled to do the same thing every single day. When you see other people that are just the same success as you, like no one's better than you, everyone's equal,
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no animosity.
what are you going to be mad about?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I get screwed. Well, you get screwed too,
Yeah,
Bucky.
we're all
Like
screwed.
it's
We're
that's
all
just
in the
how it
same
is.
boat.
yeah.
But here
I
in
don't-
America, we hate one another because of people's success. People hate other people's success.
I love people's success. I
I
mean,
do
I get
too.
what you're saying. Yeah, there is a
I
lot
do
of
too.
animosity and
But
jealousy and
that's
everything
what
else.
it is.
You know,
That's why we have different emotions. That's why people hate each other. That's why people
but
just
the dream is
it's
free,
just
man.
no one's
Everyone knows
happy
that.
here.
The dream's free.
I'm happy, but there's people aren't happy here, and that's the reason why. We're the land of the free, and this is the dream to be, and this is the place to live. But a lot of these,
But you're
and
not working that 32-hour week like they are in Europe.
right? But a lot of these people that are moved here
That'd be
from other
nice.
countries that are trying to get that American dream, yeah, they're seeing that American dream because they're on travel visas. They're not Americanized people yet. They don't have an experience to what the bullshit middle class, lower income families have to deal with. They haven't really seen it yet.
I mean, with that being said, though, we are also a lot more privileged than.
We are.
I
We
feel
are.
like
so they
you're-
have a
yeah.
lot more freedoms. I get
Yeah.
that, but there's a whole other different boundary of like a lot of secret bullshit that they haven't found out yet that they eventually will, and they're like,
Yeah.
fuck this place. Like, this isn't really what it was.
I think there's a lot of that though, like as far as like
There's a lot of shiny objects that
Yeah.
we're just
Yeah, I mean,
looking
but
at.
it's any country you go to. It's the same thing. It's like I loved Spain so much, but I'd love to live there.
And then you drink
the
their
time-
water.
But the time that I was there, though, Spain's water is actually really good. But the time that I was there, though, I was like, yeah, I like this place, but you can only carry a knife. You can't carry a knife bigger than your palm, and there's no guns allowed. Like,
I mean, if no one's trying to kill you, you don't need a gun, right? That's what they
you
say.
don't-
That's what I keep trying to hear.
I
But
know,
but
but
I'm
it's
scared that
crazy.
somebody's trying to kill me no matter what.
that's
Like,
just
because it's like I was saying earlier before this even started, we are talking. It's like you don't make any money. You just take money.
yeah.
You don't make money. You just take it. And like
World War III happens. Josh is a villain.
That's why
Yeah,
I
coming
make a
for your
nickel. My
pockets.
boss makes
I'm
a dime.
sorry,
And that's why I
yeah.
poop
Coming
on
for your
company time,
pockets.
man.
yeah,
All day.
I don't have an amazing store of food, but we have tools.
Well, it's crazy world we're living in right now, and I wish everyone the best, and hope everyone stays safe, and all the conspiracy theorists out there.
I
send
hope
us-
we're wrong.
I hope we're wrong. I do, but I think I'm right, and I think these guys think they're right. And if you have some conspiracy theories you'd like to chit chat about, hit us up in the DMs on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Post on our Facebook page, the Shedcast
Pornhub.
LLC. Pornhub, yeah. Follow us, get to know us, ask us questions. I answer everything. You drop a comment in one of the videos, ask a question, conspiracy video. I don't care. I'll answer it. These guys will answer it.
If you
But,
do go to the Pornhub, it's just Tyler eating ribs.
yeah.
With no barbecue.
ASMR.
Dry ribs.
Oh no!
Who does that?
Oh, damn,
Is there
dude.
people that do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, dude. There's dry rub barbecue. Ever been to Texas? The whole state don't put sauce on ribs.
That's disgusting.
There's a whole state that doesn't put sauce on barbecue.
That's why we distance ourselves from them.
Yeah, but I like their guns though.
Dude, Texas
gun
is
laws are
great,
great.
man.
I was just telling Vanessa that we need to move to like northern Texas, just like
I
Like
like
right
Fort
next to
Worth.
Oklahoma, right under Kansas.
like Texarkana.
yeah.
Tyler, Texas.
Tyler, Texas is a nice place. It's like
is very
gated though.
nice.
It's
It is.
it's a very high end community.
It is, but it's very nice. But
I like getting high.
Yeah. Houston
Dude,
was
I'm
nice.
high. I'm
Houston
high
was
on
nice.
the Lord. I did it.
There you go. All right. Well, good thing we're catching up.
Done
here.
with this.
So, catch us on all social medias, the Shedcast LLC. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, the Shedcast LLC. And that's it. I appreciate Josh coming out. Thanks for
Appreciate it, man. You killed
talking
it.
smack
You killed it.
for the last hour.
Great conversation with you.
Talking shed with us.
Yes.
I appreciate it, man. I
Of
like it in
course.
here.
Welcome anytime. And Tello, like always, thanks for.
Absolutely. I
Being a
was
part of
I
it.
was only like 8 minutes late today.
It's all right. I was still setting up everything. So it's all good. Hey, you guys be safe, keep it real, and we'll talk to you soon.
It's not over yet. I said it's not over yet. Catch up on all the latest episodes just by saying, "Hey Alexa, play the Shedcast," or find us on Apple Podcast and Spotify. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at the Shedcast LLC. From all of us at the Shedcast, thank you for listening.